please stand for the invocation and pledge?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for once again allowing us to gather together tonight to represent the citizens of this city, Lord. We ask that you guide us in all our decisions and discussions we have tonight. Lord, thank you again for blessing our city and continuing to lead us into prosperous ways. We thank you in all you do. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. I'd like to call to order the public hearing and work session for January the 7th, 2025. It's a brand new year, and we're glad you're here. The first thing on the agenda is minute approval, and we have December 17th, 2024, and December the 30th, 2024. So I need a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, show of hands. Approved. On the agenda are reports, and so we have the financial report that is due.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the financial report today, I'll review the activity through December 31st, beginning with the city's main operating fund, the general fund. We're halfway through the fiscal year with 56% of total revenues received. Karen, turn it on. Hello? Okay.
There you go.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Tax revenues are doing, where was I? Okay, tax revenues are doing great at 72% of the annual budget. This is from property tax collections and the annual insurance premium tax that was received last month. Licenses and permits are doing really well at 80% of the budget. Majority of the revenue collected is from building inspection fees. Business license revenue is at 37% collected of the annual budget, and we expect that to increase in the coming months as license renewals will be due the first of the calendar year. That should be happening now. Charges for services are currently at 35% of the budget, and this is primarily due to revenues at the community center, vendor fees for events, and miscellaneous police revenue. Fines and forfeitures are at 39% due to municipal court and Blue Line revenues. Municipal court revenues are pacing as expected for the year with a collected rate of 54%. However, the Blue Line revenues received are below budgeted projections. Interest income is greater than anticipated and has surpassed our budgeted amount. Miscellaneous revenues are above year-to-date expectations at 94% due to rents, open records requests, and miscellaneous revenue. For general fund expenditures, the majority of the departments are on pace or below their year-to-date budgeted expenditure levels. Additional expenditures will be recorded as staff continue to process December invoices. Departments that have exceeded their annual expenditure budget is the Community Center and Parks and Rec. This is for repairs and maintenance improvements at Hillman Park and Robert Bridges Park. Overall, expenditures for the general fund are on pace for this point in the fiscal year at 53% of the budget. For the library fund, we have merged that activity into the general fund to be consistent with how the auditors reflect these funds in their financial statements. The SPLOS fund is reporting 39% of revenues received as of November, and the T-SPLOS fund is at 46% as of November. We anticipate these revenues being on pace for the year as they are reported 1 month in arrears. For the utility fund, revenues are doing well at 67% of the budget. This is due in part to adjusted rates after budget adoption, but also improvements made by management and staff to strengthen the integrity of water and sewer infrastructure and reduce revenue loss caused by deferred maintenance. The utility departments combined are reporting expenditures at 25% of the annual budget, which is below anticipated expenditures at this time of the year. Please note that these financials do not represent a clear view of the December activity, as some transactions occur after month end. That concludes the December financial report. Let me know if you have any questions.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Police Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm gonna give the police report for the month of December the 1st through the 31st. We had a total of 112 incidents, 9 accidents, 26 arrests for the month of December, 170 stops, 66 citations, took over 45 report. And when it says 45 report, we actually do a report for every incident. So if you wanna look at that total, it's 112. But just some information for the public. Total, I gave each council member a packet, the total out where we get our numbers and stuff from. We had a total of 225 arrests in the year of 2024 for the city of Statham, averaging out to about 19 arrests a month. And then also just some good notes for the city and the community. As of December the 20th, 2024, Mayor Krause and Chief Underwood swore in the 4 new officers, and the city of Statham Police Department is fully staffed with certified officers.
Hooray.
And then, along with a combined effort with City Hall and the Police Department, we was able to provide Christmases for 5 families and a total of 22 kids with food, toys, and all. So again, that's a great accolade and a pat on the back for the city, as well as the Police Department, City Hall, all coming together, working as a community, as a family. And that is the police report for the month of December. Any questions for the Police Department? Yes, sir.
How many total officers are there?
Total officers now is 13, counting the chief.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lieutenant Hood. All right, Public Works Department, Brett.
Good evening, how are y'all?
Good.
So we'll do the December monthly report. We finally got the limb truck back
Yay.
after months in the shop.
Yay.
Fixed one issue, and as we were going to pick it up, we realized it still wasn't right, so that's they had to order another part from Kansas. So I got that back last Monday, 12:30. Been keeping it pretty busy. Dooley Town Road 3-way stop is active and seems to be working just fine. Oak Street Spring, they were there today replacing some last few minute items and installing some chemical pumps, so we should see a startup on that pretty soon. The new street lighting was installed at Hillman Park and Robert Bridges, so we've got some decent lighting at those facilities now. Received a few items from our ARPA fund purchases. We installed new interior lighting at Hillman Building and had the interior repainted, so that's completed. Working on the last few final punch list items there. Traffic Depot come out and replaced the bad crosswalk stuff, the thermo stuff they've got laid down. They found that it needed a base to go down below it. So now it being cold temperatures, they had to paint it temporarily. So at least it's painted, and we'll get the thermo there whenever the weather warms up. And they're still waiting on the lighting for the crosswalk signs. It's coming from Canada, so there's some kind of issue there. Should receive that pretty soon. But all the signs are there. Everything's ready to go in the shop. Just waiting on the flashing lights that go below the signs. And then we had this main sewer line from here all the way to Jefferson Street. We cleaned it out, had it cleaned and flushed and jetted. Had a couple of grease issues over the month of December, a couple of them actually. So we got that flushed and jetted and cleaned out. That's wraps it up. Any questions?
No, appreciate it. Y'all been busy.
Y'all been busy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And all the decorations.
Yes, and all the decorations.
Forgot to say that.
Yeah, I've gave the limb truck a parked it for the last day or two because we're trying to retrieve all the Christmas decorations right now.
Christmas
so.
decorations packed up, put away. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Yes, sir.
I have one. The deer carcasses that are around, there's a few. Are you guys able to pick those up and load them off the side of the road?
We can if they're in the right of way. If they're in the right of way, we can do
And I
that.
know there's one going down Second Street after you take a right.
Take a right on Second Street?
No, over here at four-way, and then turn right at Blue's house on the Second Street.
Okay.
Just near, ex-mayor Bridges' house,
Okay.
almost before you get there.
All right, I'll take a look at that first thing in the morning.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. Mayor's report. December was pretty busy, even though we were off a couple of days. Some of the highlighted things that I attended was the Chamber Luncheon Appreciation for the First Responders. That was the first time they did that this year, and it was very well appreciated. Then we had the Chamber Legislative Breakfast and also the District 5 GMA meeting in Covington this year. So we actually got to go to the city of Covington and see their beautiful decorations, and it was great to spend time with the mayors. And so that was good. The other highlight was the police graduation at the Classic Center, where our 4 graduates, and we were able to attend. That was great. There was a lot of people there that attended. And my last thing that I want to do is I want to recognize our Volunteers of the Year for 2024. It's been a hard time trying to get them at one of the meetings here in they didn't show up in December. But Mickey and Mark Smith, we'd like you to come forward. We appreciate your time,
There's a reason I quit coming.
your talent, and your love for the city of Statham. And we want to thank you so very much for all your volunteer time.
Speech. Speech.
And you'll just have to put it in the box because Christmas is over. Okay. Anybody have any committee reports that they would like to add?
The tree committee will be meeting on January 20th here at 6:30. Millie and Charlie from Night Sky will be our guest speakers. And that's it.
No more? Okay. Go ahead.
My phone's not working. The battery's not good, but anyways, we have a bank committee. The meetings are changed to the second Monday of the month, so it'll be January 14th at 6:30, in case anybody wants to come for that. And I also want to say that our event committee budget we're under budget. So happy about that.
Thank you so much. Okay. It looks like over the report for the Statham Library. Is anyone here? Okay. Next is Statham Billiard Gaming License. No one? Okay. GMA Health and Life Information. I think somebody might be able to talk to us about that.
We finish open enrollment, and especially with new employees, we'll have more added. I have not received the new final tally for the 2025, but in budget time, we always estimate for full employment. We did have some increases across. I had given those charts out last year in November, but when the final invoice comes in, I will just put a copy in your box. And just remember, on anything to do with insurance, that's going to flux. It's going to flux because it depends if you're full staff or not. The cost went up, like everything else in life, did go up, but as far as the city goes, with the employees, this is one thing the city does do at 100% for its employees, cover their employees. And the employees who want family coverage, they do cover their family. In today's time, everyone knows benefits is a wonderful thing to be able to provide for your employees. So I know the employees appreciate it. And moving forward, we did get, I told you last year we did get the health grant. We're going to be, Nikki is my vice chair. We're going to be working on a health fair coming up. So we're going to consciously bring awareness to our employees. What role do you play on your health insurance? It's important to understand the more you do for you, that means the less you're going to use going to the doctors. And we also have quite a few services that are online that will help the pocket of our employees. But once again, when I do get that invoice on our cost for 2025, I will put copies in your boxes.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
The emergency alert system,
Oh,
don't go away.
I'm not going too far. So what I'm going to ask the council is, we discussed this earlier, and what we have been doing is we've been going through our website, updating. Currently, we do have Barrow County where where citizens can sign up for the alert system through the county. Most of our alerts will come from the county, whether it comes from the county. The city of Statham has several other entities for information. We do have the city website. We do have the city Facebook page. And correct me, Christine, if I'm wrong, it's called Statham Fund for Events. Facebook? Okay. So what I need to know from the council, what are you looking to achieve with alert system? What kind of system, and what are the functions that you would like for it to have? This way we can go out for RFP and we can see what is out there being offered, true cost of what it costs to provide this to your citizens. I know the last administration did also give weather radios to those who did not have, I guess, a phone at home. So the city has provided ways to receive alerts, but I just need a clear-cut path to go ahead and do a RFP and see what cost it would be to the city.
I think one of the bigger things would be like the boil water advisories and any kind of advisories like that we need to get out to people.
Yeah, I'll touch base on that. So normally if there's a boiled water, and I've gone through this several times, if it is strictly in one area, we have several ways where we can alert who it affects. So sometimes it doesn't affect the whole city. During one of the times, it just affected Oak Springs Trailer Park. So we actually went out and hand-delivered letters that said, here's what happened, here's what you need to do. And actually what happened was a surveyor put a nice stake right through our water line. So it wasn't that something really went through it, but because of the EPD rules and regulations, we did have to do that. And coincident as it was, EMI happened to be on staff, and they would be the one who would contact EPD. And we did that, and once that's over and it tests clear, it did never test for anything, then we go ahead and give them a letter that says you can stop boiling water. The other one that happened last year was actually a developer, and part of his crew broke one of our lines, didn't tell us. So we really didn't know if dirt got into the line. So that one was right across the whole city, because once the water hits the line, you don't know which way it's gonna go. It has a path, but it also breaks off. So normally boiled water doesn't too often affect the whole city. It's normally pinpointed to an area, and so that one is a little bit trickier on hitting just those people. We did also advertise that on the city web and Facebook too. So that's how we normally handle that one, but we'll put that on the list of what you want. And plus, honestly, once we do this, I would absolutely want to, who's ever giving a RFP proposal, I would absolutely want them to come in and meet and show what their software does for you. Okay? And what else would you like?
I know several months ago we talked about the GoGov.
Yep.
when we sat and had a presentation with that. So it could do all those kind of alerts, plus weather alerts, plus event alerts. I mean, event, you know, anything that you want to put on it. A lot of people I know complain that they're not on social media or they don't see it timely on social media. I just think it would give another chance for people to be able to see, you know, whatever is going on. Like even if they have a, you know, the road is closed because of a water break or whatever. I mean, obviously you're not putting all those things online and people aren't necessarily seeing them. If they have that in their hand, which most people, majority people have a phone, they would see that a lot more timely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of citizens just complain that they're not really getting the information in a timely manner.
Yeah. I have, as funny as you would say that, I did get a GoGov yesterday.
Yeah, right. And I know that we've had issues with our website where we have to send them the information and then they post it whenever they post it. So, you know, that is also a time delay on that.
Yeah. Facebook is more real time for us, correct? Because of us having to send it and to be uploaded. GoGov is one of them. There's many, many out there. The services render factor can be a base freight price, and what that means is you have a text per how many you're paying for. So you have a bundle packet, and then beyond that, you pay so much per text. So that's why it's real important that you see what they do, and when you hear, here's the price, you have to dig deeper to say, okay, that's your base of your bundle, but if we go over, how much is that going to cost? So what I'll do is, I will go out for RFP. It won't make this week. We'll get that out in the paper, advertised, and then we'll see what comes back, and then we'll have to set up. And a lot of it you can do on your computer with the company, so you can review them and do a review, and then we'll get a true cost, and then bring it back to the council to see which direction you want to go in. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think I have an appointment with one next week sometime, so.
Who did we have a few months ago? Was that GoGov that we sat on the thing and?
There's so many different names. Go
Yeah.
TextGov, go Gov. There are so many, and we've listened to so many different ones. So what we have to do is just go back and
Yeah,
review
and it does come down to, this would be a contract, so it would have to go out for a bid, and then it would have to go out for a vote as well.
Right.
And this way, it would give each of you time to look and then ask questions. And also, I'm reaching out to the other cities to see who they are using, how they like them, what features most is rewarding to their city, or maybe what they don't like about it, too.
Could we have one here, a rep show up at one of our meetings so we can ask questions, you know, how that?
Well, normally that would
They
be,
do the Zoom.
yeah, they're going to want to do a Zoom with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to want to walk you through what
Yeah.
it can do for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right?
Anybody get any more questions? Okay. Water exploration, Brett? And the smoke test too, so,
Yes.
okay.
So water exploration, there's been a pretty good start to this from what I can see. I have found some documents and some paperwork I'm still digging through. But apparently that was started, I guess 2021 area. They'd done some electro staging test where it kind of pinpoints hydraulically where crevices could be. There was multiple sites identified as potential sites. So we'd have to look further in that information and kind of narrow some stuff down and see where we want to go with it. There was one that was a test well drilled at the Hillman property, and from what I can gather is the quality of the water was not good, but there is some stuff we can do going back to it to go further or go deeper to see if the lower quality water is better. And then, of course, another flow test on that. If a flow test is good, it kind of outweighs the cost of treating it. So if you get a higher yield well, then you got good potential for a good amount of water. Then it would be worth spending the money to treat the quality of the water, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you got to outweigh it and see where you land at. So I'll dig further into what was done at that particular site, and then look further at some of these other sites that were mentioned, and we'll touch base on that as I gather information. I'll provide it to you guys.
Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, I would like to really look at places that we already own too. I know you and I talked the day you and I went down to Hillman. We also
Yes.
talked about some green space we own over here on the other side that we could potentially look at. It should be on
Yeah.
the same vein of water.
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, it's right there at it. So anything that we own, if it looks good in those tests we ran back then.
Yeah, and we
let's
could do that.
definitely go for it.
I did see one spot that was a decent potential was in Robert Ridges Park or near Oak Street Springs, but I agree with the findings of that hydrology company. That could affect our current spring, so we would want to leave that alone. Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that one said, on this report, I think it, it says 2016 recommended well for the water treatment plant as an option. I don't know if that would be, I don't know if you've seen this list.
I don't-
know what area.
I'll get
what
with
is
you here and
city
look at that.
Properties and, what is it, I guess I would probably start with that area.
Yeah, I don't know if I found a 2016. I'm finding some 2020s, 2021s. I can get with you.
2021, but it says in 2016 they recommended.
I did see something about the site at the water treatment
At
plant.
the water treatment, yeah.
Now, a standalone well there, if the hydrology is good at that site, would be more beneficial to the city instead of alternatively running it through something. So,
Yeah.
but we can look at some info and go through and do some more digging and touch base with all of us and see where we're at.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any more questions, y'all?
Appreciate it.
I guess we can move to
Smoke
the smoke test report. So, before my time, I guess later in this or earlier in the summer, or it might have been later in the summer, there was some smoke testing done on the sewer system here in Statham. I do have that report back from our engineers, so we got it back about 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. And it's got some results and some findings in here of what we could do. There was, let's see. Okay, so it was in early July of this year. There was about 84 locations identified as for I&I infiltration and inflow into our sewer system. 35 of those were in our sewer, our city right of way, public right of way. The other nearly 50 was on private property, closer to the homeowner's house. But majority of them being simple, just clean out caps broken or missing for the sewer clean out caps. That's your access point to your sewer. We have talked, me and Cheryl have talked, even majority of them being on the homeowner side, it'd be beneficial to the city for us to go ahead and purchase especially as cheap as it's going to be. I mean, we're talking about a few dollars per cap or so. It'd be beneficial to the city to go ahead and make that purchase and purchase these sewer caps and fix those deficiencies. So we're going to start that pretty soon. There was only, from what I can tell out of the report, a few high priority items. One being 8th Street. There's about 9 manholes on 8th Street that is in the ditch line, the stormwater ditch line. So, of course, it's right there. It's going to collect rain, and as rain's going through, so they recommended resealing the ring and covers of these manholes and checking the integrity of these manholes, and that's something we can take care of as well. Another issue was around the area of 2nd and Elizabeth. When they done the smoke testing there, smoke was actually coming out of a storm drain. So that tells you that storm drain is somehow connected to the sewer system.
Right.
So we'll have to do some CCTV, closed circuit television, bless you, on several areas. I would say up and down Broad, because the smoke, from what I can gather, took a while to get up Broad Street. So that tells you there's some obstacles in the way, not letting that smoke get out as fast as they anticipated. So some sewer TV work is recommended, and we've got a budget for repairs and maintenance in sewer and water. I'll sit down with Cheryl and see how far we can go with this and get some of this stuff started. But as far as the clean out caps go, I mean, that's a relatively cheap repair that the city can make, and it was a good bit of the discrepancies found in this test. So I say we take that effort and we move forward and get that repaired. And then we can get a company out here, a contractor out here, and do some TV work of these lines and get them cambered and see what we've got, and that'll tell us more. We can identify the problems better that way. So overall, it's a pretty good report. It's pretty detailed. I don't know. Y'all should have a copy. If not, I can provide y'all with a copy. And it's got a map and all that too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And EMI, there is part of that. They did provide a proposal for a sanitary sewer evaluation. That might be something we can discuss near budget time, because it's probably I think it was $160,000 project, but I've had it done in other municipalities. They offer their services. They'll come out and they will physically touch every manhole, and CCTV work is included in their proposal. They'll come out. They will map and pin numbers to every one of our manholes, so we can have them on a system in a notebook. They can say manhole A5 had this issue. We can go to a map and see where A5 was, and we know exactly what manhole they were referring to. And then in that catalog of manholes and sewers, they'll have the pictures of the manhole, a grade level to that manhole, whether it be A being excellent, D being failing. So they did offer a proposal in part of this. That's something we can look at probably for next year's budget, I would suggest.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
any other questions?
No, sounds good. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, Brett. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank y'all. And as I dig further in a couple of these items, we can touch base and get together.
All right. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, Brett.
Thank you. That was a good report. Now it's time for citizen input.
Joe Piper.
Anybody else? Okay. Then I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Wait a minute. Okay,
Hey guys, how are y'all?
we're good.
So I came before you before with Artisans Code for a business in Statham. Remember, I spoke with you, Mr. Lee.
Sir, if you'll use the microphone.
I spoke with you also, Mr. Frank, on the telephone. We came and we were,
Is that thing on? I can't hear you.
hello.
Yeah.
And we were awarded the boutique, but not the video games in the back, okay? So, but we were denied the video games. So now I want to come before you and do a Tools Express or Tool Mania, basically all home remedy tools and all the tools in the front half of the building, and also have the video games in the back as well. So I want to come. It's still going to be Artisans Cove, but I want to bring forth a different business model in front of you guys instead of the boutique and the gaming in the back. Now I want it to be Tools Mania. So basically, you'll get all your brand new tools and your video games in the back. So it's like a little mini Home Depot or Lowe's or hardware store.
I'm sorry, did I understand you say still be a boutique?
No, sir. No, sir. It's all going to be a Tools Express, Tool Mania.
Forget the boutique.
Right. Yeah. Forget the
Tools
boutique.
Express, you got tools
Right.
for sale,
All brand new tools. Yes, sir.
plus
And the gaming and lounge in the back. Yes, sir.
Gaming and the lounge in the back, as you talked.
Right, as we talked before, that we were denied
Front,
because,
you're talking about tools.
because of the tools, because of boutique and gaming didn't go together for some reason or however. So I want to change it and to have tools and gaming in the back. So hopefully that'll go well. I don't know.
Are you talking about automotive?
No, sir, I'm talking about like shop vacs, chainsaws, drills, pretty much every home remedy tool you'll need. Hammers, screwdrivers, things like that.
Mini Ace Hardware.
Exactly, yeah, yeah, right. Except it'll be, discounted rate. And of course, everything's guaranteed, so. Like your DeWalt's, your Milwaukee's, I'm sure you guys have seen them on the mass production on social media where people buy pallets and things like that, so, yeah. So, because the other one didn't work, I'm gonna try something different and hopefully we can come to an agreement and have what we want in the city of Statham. I'm sure that'll help everyone here, right? I guess, I mean, I've lived here for 9 years, so I lived in Athens for the other 31 years, so. But I made myself a resident here. I'm a University of Georgia graduate. Just want to make the community a little better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I need to adjourn this meeting.
Make a
Motion to adjourn.
Do you second?
Second.
All in favor? This meeting is adjourned.